a rhetorical theorist named William R. Brown. And this style revolves around the fact of human to create symbolic meanings for life and things we interact with around us. What do we interact with? We interact with our pets, we interact with our environment, we even interact with our car, we interact with our mobile phones. Because he said, I want to call this number, there you go. You dial the number 0, 2, 4, this. Your intervention to that one. Your intervention becomes a very key thing. Please, as I said earlier, the please should be out of it. Understand an informal section and then understand a formal section. Because if you don't understand the formal section, you end up saying please, and it looks like you want people to sympathize with you. It's good to sympathize with you, but it's not a funeral. That we are here to sympathize. We are here to do business, and it's business. That is what the Europeans or developed countries take it away from us. So you must know and then understand whilst we are talking to the public. I say again, horses are prepared for battle, but victory comes from God. Nobody can make you a star apart from God. But when it's your time to shine, you shine. But understand that our society is encircled with a lot of challenges. But it's up to us as youth to make it work much more better. On this note, I would like to thank everyone for making it possible to this engagement, interaction. It has been very educative. I've learned a lot of things, and I believe you have also learned of things that we've shared on this platform. I bring my message to an end, and I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow, Mr. Gosi, that was a very great presentation, and I believe most of us have really enjoyed to this very extent. We really appreciate you so much. We love you so much, and we want you to know that we've really learned a lot. God bless you. God bless you so much, sir. I can see quite a number of comments in the income message session. I mean, like, people are really enjoying it. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Akwesi Crunchy. All right, sir. So I think one person raised a question during your presentation, and I would like to read it out so that you can address it to the person. So the person stated that you how can you understand your audience during a presentation, like a speech? How can you understand your audience?
So we have funny things that we need to understand our audience with. So I go to a classroom where my audience are nursery school kids, right? And when I go, I'll say hello, they will respond hi. Hip, 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 hooray. They'll be happy. They will understand me, right? Now, when I get to our platform like this, and I say hello, hi, hip, 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 hooray, they'll be looking at me and say, this man, is he serious? Or does he think we are joking here? So you must understand your audience. That is why when anyone invites you to a program, now they've made it so interesting. Even when people are having their current weddings, they tell you their outfit is red and black, yellow and green. That's why I said you must understand your audience. Because sometimes you are talking and then the language, your dialect. Because when you go to the northern side, or when you go to Volta region, and the people there, the natives, speak their native language, and you decide to go and speak account, it will be very difficult for them to hear, unless you get an interpreter, like how our one of the best coaches in the world that I admire so much, who has now turned to be the one and only Moreno, because he was an interpreter for somebody at PSG. If I get the football fan right, I'm trying to get FC Porto. FC Porto, those football fans. Moreno wasn't a coach, he was an interpreter. And remember, our coach that we sacked him, Milo, he brought an interpreter. So Milo realized that Before he can communicate to the players, he must get an interpreter, or else you become ambiguous, you become boring. It's just like they're playing a song and you don't understand. It becomes noise to you. So people tend to do other things. So you must know your stuff before you talk. And you must understand what to say. And I've said it again, the 5 W's and then the 1H. What to say, where to say it, why you are saying it, when to say it, and where to say it. And how to say it becomes a key thing.
Wow. That's really excellent. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that response. And well, someone also, how do you manage to cite your audience during your presentation? How do you manage to cite them so that you get to engage everybody throughout your presentation? I mean, how to engage contact with them? How? If you would want to reiterate that to us.
Okay, so when you go to a military field, right, they have their own totems that they do. Awura. When you go to a different environment like the health field, they have their own things that they do. Now, you can't conjure magic, but you should be able to know the people so you can get the thematic things that makes them more interesting. Not too much of funny, but a bit of fun. Because too much of everything is bad. That is why Nelson Mandela says that in the advent of wisdom, the fate of man should be understood. So whilst you are engaging people, you should be able to understand them. If you don't understand them, you can't make them feel good. Because that is why your eyes shouldn't be at one point. Because when your eyes are at one point and the opposition is at one point, you find out that the rest have been left behind. When you realize that you have the youthful band or brand and they are bored with you, let them go and pick their phone and then, okay, check WhatsApp. Let's go technology. Send hello to 3 people. They will surely send hello to 3 people. Give them 60 seconds to read 3 messages. They will surely read those 3 messages. Now, what happens? They will share. Okay, share one of your interesting messages. They go to the next person, share one of your interesting. So everybody's alert to share an interesting one. So you engage them more. It's more practical because it's the advent of social media these days that drives the zeal of the youth. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I think you put one stone to kill 2 birds. Someone asked in the question thing that how can you, manage inattentive crowd? And I just realized you just, answered that question. Try to engage them so that you get their attention. So that question is also answered.
And sometimes, Imam, forgive me. Sometimes you should know others enjoy music. So you must also be current with music, but you must understand your environment before you request for that music.
Okay.
Because you can't go and play Sokode in a church. You cannot go for them to play Sokode for you. I one time found myself in church that I was called to give a speech. It was about youth and social media engagement. It was a church, over 1,500 people. And sometimes if you're a speaker, you can be caught off guard. Tension. We call it pressure. Because the pressure foul. You have been caught by pressure. You don't know what to do. Immediately you get there, look for nice music. A very nice music. Then ask them, how many of you can sing? So you bring one person to help you. You use that person as a yardstick to overcome your fear. Because when they call you, you'll be left alone on stage. So you are left alone and you realize that when you turn your left, your right, you can't see anyone. And it's like the whole world is against you. Look for somebody. Make friends before you speak. When you get there, whoever welcomes you, oh, how are you? Is everything fine? Okay, oh, this one, what's your name? Try and have good friends among them. Don't go as a unique person and then just walk out like that. No, you will fail. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. That was really wonderful and insightful. And then I think someone would want you to go over again the situation where you use please, because the person is trying to say that in our Ghanaian society where people, I mean, full of you being arrogant and a whole lot of things. So, what are the situations where you can
Okay,
use
so
please?
let me ask a question. What is your name? Does it demand please?
I don't think so.
When you go for an interview, does it demand please?
I don't think so.
If you're a professional, you go for an interview, you go and talk please, 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 please. I'm sorry, you're out of the place. Because your colleague who is serious will not go and say please. Please, your question again. Please, this. Oh, please, this. That is why a lot of our youth, they are being refused visa. And yet before they know. It's not a witchcraft, it's not anything. But when they go to the embassy, you find out very young ladies like us, young guys like us, 20 years. They are national service personnel who have been sent to this country. So when you go there and they start saying please, please, they look at you and they look at this guy, is he serious? They ask you, they ask themselves, are you serious? Oh, please, oh, please. Our society is fan of please, 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 that they want everything. They need people to sympathize with them. When you want people to sympathize with you, you end up not getting whatever you want. As a professional, hello, sir, you are welcome. How can I help you? Is it not polite?
Very polite.
No, a typical Ghanaian wants to say, hello, sir, please, you are welcome. Please, what can I offer you? Oh, me pacho. Oh, me pacho. Oh, I hear me pacho. Oh, me pacho. In a formal conference, please doesn't work. With a hand of applause, let's welcome. And you hear, with a hand of applause, please, let's welcome. Then you realize that you've lost it.
Wow, that's excellent. So,
you come on TV and you say, please, oh, please, oh, please. They say, oh, this guy is not serious. You want people to sympathize with you.
That's excellent.
Oh, please, let me make my point. Please, 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 you, please, let me make my point. You want people to sympathize with you. And sometimes they get fed up with you saying, please.
Wow. Wow.
You understand? That's why I said, in a family setting, you can say please. But when it comes to a formal section, a business interaction, you've gone for a conference and you say, oh, please, my name is this. Oh, come on, please. Let's take the please out.
Okay. So if I understand you well, for example, a thesis presentation, during a thesis presentation, you don't have to use please. But let's say you're having a family gathering. I mean, you are free to use please. So that explains informal and formal settings. So we have to understand informal and formal settings. So please, can you elaborate the difference between formal and informal settings for us?
Okay, so you have a program, or you go for a wedding, right? With a hand of applause, can we please? Is a wedding. Even that one, the please is not relevant. With a hand of applause, let's welcome. Your tone will determine your appeal. With a hand of applause, let's welcome. No. Even musicians, when they come on stage, they don't say, hands up. Even that one, that is an informal spectacle. They say hands up, one finger in the air. They never say please, one finger in the air. Gospel musicians are checked. And so we are managed that everybody hands up. Let's praise God. And then when you get to business, it becomes another thing. So you have your friend and whatever, but you see, with the ethics of our society, there are three things we learn. It's please, thank you, and then sorry. But please is not used within the official operations. Kindly find attached. They'll say, please find attached. No, kindly find attached. Your tone can let you understand the word called please. Your tone can determine the please that you say. So manage your tone. That is why I spoke about body language and then your tone, which is also key.
Wow, that's insightful. So please, quickly, can you go over the 5 W's and 1 H for us?
Okay, so number slowly. 1, I should do it slowly, right?
Yes, please.
Number one is hot.
What? All
Hot.
right.
Number two is when.
When?
So you must understand what is the program about.
Okay.
Now, when you are speaking, look at the time. It's evening. Now, if I use a choice of words, that is verb. The platform here is over 18. You understand? Now, let's look at where. Check the environment. You can't go to church and go and play soccer there. You can't go to church and be profane. You can have a conference center at a different place. That one, if it's related to the topic, where is relevant, you put it there. Where is not relevant, don't put it there. Number four, who? Who are those involved? The last one is why. Why do you want to talk to us? And then the H is how. How are you going to say it?
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I think you got most of the questions answered. And lastly, sir, I want to ask, how do you assume control during your presentation? How do you assume control?
How do you assume control? Is by understanding your content. If you don't understand your content, you don't know your content. And if you don't know your audience, you can't have control. You can lose control when you do not know your audience. You can lose control when you do not understand your content. Because your content will let you prone to your audience. And your audience will also appreciate your content. There are some people that have experienced that they went for a program and you ask them, what happened? So, man, thank you. I didn't hear anything. I did not even understand what he or she said. So, you must understand your content and you must know your audience and then understand them. Knowing is different from understanding. Knowing is different from understanding.
There's a difference.
A typical example is that I know your face, but I don't know your name.
Okay.
Understanding goes beyond knowing.
Okay.
Oh, I know him. I understand him.
Okay. There's a difference.
Yes.
Thank you too much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And one other question. How do you focus? Okay, during a presentation, do you focus on your content or you focus on your delivery mode? How do you simultaneously go about that?
Do you focus on your content?
Or you have to focus on your delivery mode?
So now, it's a dual purpose thing.
Okay.
I have my A, B, C, and D. That is why I said in the newscasting, when you focus on the news item or your story that you are reading, you lose your audience or your viewers. Because you bow down your head and then we can't see your face and we would not understand. So that is why you must understand your content. Then that is why you must have an eye contact with your audience. So I mentioned your posture and then your body movements as 70%. If you understand what you are going to say, you can illustrate it. But if you don't understand, you can't illustrate it. Okay. And while you are illustrating, you should know the kind of audience that you have before you can illustrate. So it's like talking to those who are visually impaired. And you have to do illustration. What kind of illustration are you going to do?
Okay.
It's like talking to those who have hearing impaired. And you must illustrate. What kind of illustration are you going to do? So a lot of Ghanaian media channels are doing the service to our society because we are broadcasting to those who can hear and then can see. But we have forgotten about the visually and then the hearing impaired. So the society is not friendly at all.
Interesting. All right. So yes. So please be dropping your questions in the in-call messages section as Mr. Akwesi goes through them with us. And there is this other question that someone asked that during Mr. Ope's presentation, he mentioned that there's some exercises that you can do to, boost your confidence. And someone asked in the question pane that speaking in tongues really help boost your confidence. So please, do you have
Okay.
any ideas
So
regarding
an
that?
interesting story that I said it depends on the environment.
Okay.
So I gave you a case study of in church. You can pick on Kofi Kenyatta's song. In church, you cannot pick on Keche's song. So called the same thing in church. Those who understand the song, Mabo Namibofwe Mabo Mediatunjena Mabo by Rexoman, right? If I tell you in church you can play Rexoman's song, okay, so let me leave that one hanging for the benefit of the doubt. Guru, the Pastor Yuta, or Dominica Yinka, or the Pastor Yuta. In church, you can't play that song. But
Okay.
you see, in the same church, you can play Medeminsa or Bunsamani, Panana, Tamia, Russia, Ubeti, Munyamio, Miwonyamibi. You understand that?
Yes.
In the same church, you can't play Boy Sabre, Al Qaeda, Papa, Al Qaeda. You understand that? But in the same church, you can play with the Messiah of Bunsamani. Now, within another world, you listen to Brother Sammy, right? And when you listen to his songs, then the next thing they ask, and they say, is he a gospel musician or is what? So we must understand the environment. And then sometimes you pick on something. He said, is it great to speak in tongues? And who can speak in tongues here? How do you speak in tongues? I need somebody to come and speak in tongues here for me. Then realize that you are prepping or preparing the person's mind. Whoever is ready to do that will come up and come and do that for you. Look, I need this place to turn around to a tongue speaking environment. So I need 3 powerful people to come and speak in tongues for me. Then realize you get 3 people. Then he said, okay, you have 60 seconds to do tongues. You have another 60 seconds to do tongues. Then realize that who do you understand or which one's tongue is more stronger than the other? It depends. Thank you.
Okay. So please, last question that I would want to ask. So someone stated, sometimes when I talk in public, I talk and I get carried away and may say something which might be irrelevant. At the end of the day, I feel bad. I want to know how I would control that. And how do I also control stage fright? I think this will be our last question for the day.
Don't worry. I think I've addressed the stage fright issue, but it depends on your angle that you are coming from. Because if you are invited to make a speech or to talk to people, you must be able to familiarize yourself with 3 or 4 people. That should be very key. Okay. When you get there early. It's better to be earlier than to be late. So at least you know 5 people. You ask them, oh, so what is it? Oh, what are your expectations and whatever. At least make it gender balance. Don't be gender biased. You talk to 5 ladies, 5 guys. Look at the class of audience. Because we have the youthful side and then we have the aged. We have our mothers and then we have our younger brothers. Then you would know what they expect. Oh, mama, na in the program, no, they are now expecting. You see my tone? I didn't say please, so those who understand, I can. Oh, mama, in the program, no, our expectation, and then our expectation free. Oh, please, mommy. You see where you got it wrong? Mom, what are you expecting from today's program? But you go say, oh, please, mommy, what are you expecting from today's program? You want to be seen prepared. In a conference or whatever, you go to UN and say, please, please, please. That is what they beat us to. Now, he says something that are irrelevant. Whatever you say, which is irrelevant, is subjective. Because during this interaction, I've said a lot of things that when you pick it, you realize it's irrelevant, but it's a case study. So how come I brought in Guru? How come I brought in Rexoma? How come I can bring in another thing else? That is irrelevant, but it depends on the connection. So let's say an interesting side of the story is that during campaign, then the president raised Montuma Nil and Tevandapo. Yay, man can hear crowd. You can't rewind and reverse time. So what are you going to do? You quickly have to recover. But make sure what are those irrelevant things. It doesn't haunt you again. And please, after your program, find time and watch yourself again. Don't watch yourself as the first person. Don't watch yourself as the second person. Watch yourself as a third person, as an average viewer or an average audience. Because when you watch yourself as you yourself, you wouldn't find fault with your presentation. When you watch yourself as somebody who invited you, you wouldn't find fault. But to watch yourself as an independent person, you find your lapses and you work on them. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, sir. God will bless you. I'm very sure we've all learned a lot. You can leave your comments in the in-call messages section. You can leave your comments there. I believe most of us have really learned a lot. Really learned a lot. And I can see some emojis flying over in the messages pane, and they are really amazing, which shows that most of us have been really blessed. Sir, God richly bless you so much. And I'm sure Mr. Joshua Ope and Dr. Derek Quality is also still, with us. I would want to really appreciate them as well for being present with us. We don't take it for granted. We really appreciate. And I know most of us here are students. I can see some of us are in our beds and things. Charlie, God richly bless you all also for making it to this event. At this point, I will leave it to Regina Boateng to take over as we end the event.
Wow. Once again, I'm Regina Boateng. You can call me Reggie, but thank you for joining Public Speaking 1.0. Indeed, good public speaking skill, a key to global influence. I've been being taught a lot right from Mr. Joshua Pace's speech, Dr. Derek Colote, and Mr. Akwesi Kranche. I believe that we would set out ourselves into the world to make a difference, precisely with our skill in terms of public speaking. We hope to organize this program another time. To our partners as well, we appreciate you guys very much. EquiGH TV streaming online. You can get this program on YouTube. You can get it on YouTube. After this program, you can get it. Don't forget to drop your mail for the free certificate. Don't forget to drop it up. Don't forget. We've decided to give free certificate to everyone that participated. Sure. We'll send a review of the program on the WhatsApp platform page. Please do well to give us the feedback of the program. How did it go? Did you learn a lot? And if you want us to organize a program again, what will be your topic? We want to hear from you as well. Once again, this is Reggie Booth. You can keep in touch with us on our social media handles. If you want to get connected to the guest speakers, don't worry. Keep in touch with us. We'll link you up. They can be your mentors. They are ever ready to help you out with whatever thing you want to do in terms of public speaking. Yes, they've really helped me in. I believe they will also be a blessing to you, just as they've been a blessing to us tonight. Okay, so thank you very much. We appreciate you guys once again. Bye-bye. See you next time when we organize the program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mr.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
So good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for organizing this program.
Yeah, hello.
Thank you.
Please, can you hear me?
God bless you. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Enjoy.
We drop our mails in the comment section or on the WhatsApp page.
Amy.
Very well.
Please don't forget to send our certificate to.
Oh no, I will do it. Are you scared?
Oh, yes, I'm scared because of my
It's more
experience.
important than the certificate.
No, I will do it.
Bye bye.
I see
Bye.
Mr. Dennis. Nago.
Please, you asked me to send you a WhatsApp message.
Sure. And your name and Maxwell, your book. Let's keep in touch. I'll give it to you.
Please, your number on the platform.
Reggie, but you can let me WhatsApp you.
Please open a platform so that we can socialize.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.